Hey y'all, happy Sunday. It has been a rough one for me. So if you're catching this part, you are watching the replay, please put hashtag Sunday in the comments below so that I will know that you hopped on. So y'all, I went to bed fairly early last night. I woke up at like 5:30 this morning when Wes got up. He kissed me on the forehead and that woke me up. So my back was bothering me. And so I ended up taking muscle relaxer and going back to bed a little bit later. I stayed up for a couple of hours. And then Jack stayed in bed with me while the boys and Wes and their girlfriends went and played golf this morning. But yeah. Want to say hi?
Hi.
Well, they can't see you.
Oh, hi.
Tell them what we're doing.
We're going shopping for clothes, but I was going to show you something that's kind of funny, but if the viewers want to see, they can.
Okay, we'll show them. Hey, Christy. Hey, Gina.
Okay.
Santa Claus 1, when Santa's trying to think of reasons for why the crew are on the
He's
naughty
watching
list, he looks at Tord and says,
YouTube.
You participated in a game of paintball using real guns.
Oh, that's horrible, Jax. It's not good. Anyway.
You know what else is worse?
What, baby?
He smiled fondly about
Okay, let me do this so we can go, okay? So, y'all, my hair is a hot mess. I put my Folivate lotion in it, and it is definitely, like, helping with hair growth. And I love it because I feel like whenever I massage it in there, it almost works, like, as a root lifter for me. I don't know if it does for y'all, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. It doesn't make my hair greasy or anything. And I'm ready to, like, grow my hair back. So, it's time. So anyway, I decided to hop on, throw on some quick makeup, and then we're going to run to the gas station. I need some caffeine, y'all. I am like so exhausted. And I slept all day long. I just haven't been feeling good. Like I've been having back pain and I feel like I pinched a nerve when I was sitting outside with Wes just now. It's just been a rough go of it. So I'm putting on this energizing vitality lotion. This stuff I love. It's skincare, but you can also use it as a setting spray and a primer. So that's what I've been doing. I had already done like the rest of my skincare this morning, and to be honest, like it's still my skin's still feels super smooth and soft, and so I'm just gonna spray it on. I was gonna go with our BB cream, and I guess I will. I feel like I don't give our foundation enough love, but I'm gonna go with my BB cream, my 3D corrector cream. This is hands down my favorite. It reminds me of Pharmacy's CC cream. So if you haven't tried it, you need to try it. It has tons of skincare in it. It's got all kind of goodness for your skin. It's very nourishing. And it color corrects. So like you'll see, this is all going to be covered. Y'all, my face is bad right now. This is in healing like form. This, I don't know what this is or why it's like that. But it is healing up. So anytime you use like retinol or any kind of strong things on your face like that, it causes your skin to purge. And I think that's kind of what is happening. So anyway, let's get started. Let's put on some 3D corrector cream, and I like to kind of smooth it out with my finger, and then we'll blend it with a brush after. I love this stuff. I'm a huge fan. I rarely ever go to my foundation because I love this just so much. And y'all, I wanted to go to church so bad this morning. I just was hurting. Like, I don't know why my back is giving me so much trouble. Well, I know why. It's probably the enemy. He's trying to keep me from doing what God wants me to do. That's got to be what it is. But I am still feeling exhausted. Like all those young kids, they got back late. They went to a party, and then the bigger ones went to a bar, and sorry, y'all. I just can't stop yawning. I'm so tired. And they went to a bar. My younger one went get the bigger one from the bar so that nobody had to drive. And I stayed up, y'all. So I'm like tired. Sure it's not my kidneys? No, it's definitely not my kidneys. Like I've had a kidney infection before. This is not that at all. This is like nerve pain, like from my butt down to my leg. I've had this before. but haven't had it like this in a long time. I'm on gabapentin, and so that usually helps with my nerve pain. So I don't know what I did. Y'all, look at this coverage. I don't know what I did, but I wish I could undo it. But yeah, it's definitely not my kidneys. Like I'm eating and drinking fine. I know part of it is I need to lose some serious weight, like quick. Like this is not good because it's not good for my back at all. It's not good for my mental status either. Okay, I always like to put a little extra on my cheeks just because that's like the first place for me where I lose my coverage. And then I'll kind of go down my T-zone. I don't know that I'm going to use concealer today. Y'all, we do have some good little makeup bundles going on right now. We have some skincare. We have a good skincare bundle too. Yeah, Bernadette, it's kind of like whatever, like it's a certain way that I sit or stand or lay and I get like this twinge of pain. And it's like, I don't know what position that is. You know how like people normally say, well, if it hurts when you do it, don't do it. Well, it's hard to not do it because so many different positions are causing it. So I don't know. It's not fun though. And it's like taking my joy away because I have to rest myself because I'm going to have to be going back to work on Tuesday. But yet I want to do so many things, but I know that if I don't rest, then I'm not going to heal. And so it's been kind of depressing, y'all. I'm not even going to lie. Kind of depressing. And then I feel like crap and I look like death. So I decided to throw on a little bit of makeup to get us out of the house. We're going to go to Quarters, I think. I look for Jack's a little bit of clothes. Okay, next we're going to do, I am going to add a little bit of concealer just because I'm like super duper tired, y'all. Other than this, like we're going to do some mascara and, oh, y'all, I'm like always poking myself in the eye. What the heck? We'll do a little bit of mascara, but I don't want to do really much makeup on my eyes. So it's just kind of like a quick get out the house look. And we're going to go get some clothes. We're going to run to the gas station because I need caffeine. And I am hungry. So y'all, you know what I've been obsessing about? They have these chips. It's called popcorners. It's shaped like a tortilla chip or a regular potato chip. Like in a, hey Corrine, in a bag. Like it looks like a regular potato chip, but it's called popcorners. And they have different kinds. They have like a spicy queso one. Don't get that one. It's not that great. And then they have a kettle corn one. That one's it's okay. I think it's in a red bag. But then they have one that's like in a teal, mint greenish colored bag. And it's like, I think white cheddar or something. Y'all, I'm obsessed with those things. Like Kylie had told me when we had gone to Costco a while back, she was like, oh my gosh, Mom, these are so good. You need to get them. Me and her ate that whole bag. No one else likes them but us. Boyfriend loves the white cheddar. Yes, girl. Like, oh my goodness. It's so good. And so part of my weight loss issues, why I can never lose weight, well, number one, I eat crappy food, but number two is because I take Elavil, like for my fibro pain and to help me sleep because I have horrible anxiety too, but insomnia, especially because I work nights. Like I can never go to sleep. Like it's starting to become a habit. Like I can't go to sleep before 2 or 3 in the morning. And that really sucks whenever like the whole rest of my family is sleeping because that means I'm going to be tired and want to sleep the whole next day. But anyway, the Elavil helps me to sleep, but it also gives me like a huge appetite and it makes me want to eat like all the time. And I don't like it. It's almost like a uncontrollable craving. Like, and it's always sugar or like something like those chips. Okay, let's do a little contour. So the struggle is real. I'm not feeling good. And I feel yuck. I feel bloated. I feel exhausted. Well, I need something like to up my spirits. Because I'm not up there right now. So I figured I would put on some makeup. Does anybody else struggle like with fibro pain or like sciatic nerve pain? Because I have both. Like anxiety, depression. Like, do any of y'all struggle with any of that? Tell me I am not alone, please. Whew. Okay, so contour 101. It's wonderful, right? So what I had been doing lately was doing my, like putting out all my concealer and this. I forgot to do that. I wanted to do that this morning, but I didn't. Well, this afternoon. It's not morning, Alicia. It's not morning. Yes, Corrine, I know you know, girlfriend. Psoriatic arthritis and anxiety, depression. Yes. So the struggle is real, y'all. Like, do y'all ever get to a point? Because I know most of us, like, when we have these issues, we, like, doctors throw medicine at us. You know, like, we know that's a given. Like, do you ever get tired of, like, having to be on meds for this? Because I'm there. Like, I'm tired of having these side effects of like me wanting to like gain weight and, or not me wanting to, me gaining weight and being hungry all the time, but yet, or being exhausted, and I have to sleep because if I don't, then it's just going to make my body feel worse. And I've got to take care of it because I have to work like to support my family. So do y'all ever struggle with that? Like, I know for me, it's a big struggle. Look how beautiful that just kind of blended in into my skin. You know, nothing for pain. Well, mine really is not pain medicine. Like, the only thing I take is I have really bad muscle spasms. And so at bedtime, and I have this medicine ordered 3 times a day as needed, but at bedtime, I take a muscle relaxer. But I'm really not on anything for pain. I take Cymbalta, which high dose Cymbalta, it's an antidepressant. You work night shift as well? Oh, I know, girl. I don't know how. I've been doing this forever. And I'm like, now it's finally hitting me. I guess because I'm getting older. It's like, how am I going to keep doing this? Because I feel like I'm like losing my mind almost. Because I'm so tired. And I feel like I sleep all the time and I never get caught up on my sleep. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not on any like pain medicine. I do take Tylenol arthritis. Like, out of all of the over-counter stuff, that's the one that helps me the most. We've tried anti-inflammatories and all that stuff, and that one has never helped. Only on PTSD and depression meds. So I'm on Cymbalta, which is an antidepressant. I'm also on Wellbutrin, which is an antidepressant, but it also, I'm trying to think why we did that. For anxiety, I think. Like anxiety, depression, I don't know. Vitamin D levels, yes, girl, they've always been normal. I've had them checked a bunch of times, and I actually take vitamin D just to be sure. So I know it's not that. But like a lot of you probably don't know, if y'all haven't been following me that long, we have mold in our house. And like that could be a huge reason for my pain. I don't know. Like, some people think I'm a quack whenever I say that, but I've heard so many people have had like health issues from having mold in their house. Okay. What y'all think? Isn't that so pretty? Some like really pretty coverage. I love, love, love our 3D corrector cream with the color drops. And y'all, you take Wellbutrin for anxiety and they help you sleep. Yeah. And so I take gabapentin for nerve pain. I have to take that twice a day, every day. Gabapentin for that. And y'all, gabapentin is an anti-seizure med. Like, what am I doing to my brain? Like, that's what I constantly ask myself. Like, is it even worth it? Like, that's kind of how I feel sometimes. Like, is it even worth taking all these meds? Like, I wish I could just get off and just deal with it. But we know it's unbearable at times. Anyway, so, oh, your husband's a mold inspector? I bet he's busy. Let's do a little bit of setting powder. Just a little bit. I'm trying to think what else I take. Protonics for my stomach. Wellbutrin for anxiety, depression. Amitriptyline, which is Elavil. I take that for my fibro pain and insomnia. Like, I take that at night. trying to think what else. That might be it. Wellbutrin, amitriptyline, Cymbalta, and the Protonics for my stomach, and the gabapentin. I think that's all I'm taking. It's enough, y'all. But the biggest, like one of my biggest problems besides my pain, because a lot of times like my pain's under control. This is like the first time in a while that I've had a pain flare up and then my back started hurting. Like my back has not started hurting. Like this nerve pain has not hurt like this since like a couple of years. Last time I had this issue, I ended up on short-term disability because my dogs tripped me and I like jolted something in my back. And I don't know what I did, but it was bad. It was bad, bad, bad. It's not that bad yet. Okay, so we set that. I'm going to set the rest of my face. Y'all, you don't have to use powder. I'm just like, I love powder. Hey, my love. Hey, Christine. Okay, look at that coverage, y'all. And y'all, I'm telling y'all, this is like bare. I'm not doing the eyes. I'm not doing all that. I will do some lip gloss. And we'll do a little bit. We got lip gloss. I'm using our mascara. And then I'm going to, I don't even know if I should contour. Like, I feel like I already have good enough contour. We're going to skip that. Oh, but you know what? I do need a little bit of blush. Let's add just a little blush from our palette. Okay. This is the highlight palette. There's a little bundle we have going on right now that has, I believe it has the 3D corrector cream, the mascara, the lip gloss I'm about to use, I think, and maybe this. So we'll use a little bit of this. If I can find my brush I want. I'm going with the pink right here. I love our highlight. It's like subtle. Okay. And then we're going to do the brown down the nose. I want it to look natural. Okay. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this and we're going to go over my lid with it. So you can also do a very subtle like eye look with your palette. This is the Illuminate palette. This is the one like with shimmery colors. Just very simple. Look at that. Very simple. Anybody could do this look, y'all. And if y'all need skincare, y'all, I'm telling y'all, you will not regret getting our skincare. It's so, so good. I love it. Like my skin has been so much better since I swapped. And I feel like all bougie. Like I feel like whenever I do my skincare, I feel like I just got back from the spa. Seriously. Okay. For lips. And y'all don't hop off because I'm going to do a little quick devotion after this. I'm just wiping my lips. Making sure I get all of the product off. Okay, this one is Notorious. So our lips, lip gloss. Y'all, my words are like all cray-cray today. So my lip gloss is, it has shea butter in it and all kinds of other amazing ingredients for your lips. What you do is you press this down very slightly. And look, it gives you a little bit of product. And then I press it down again, just a little. And there we go. It feels really good on. It's not sticky. I like it. Okay, and for our last thing, let's spray our face. So we're going to go ahead and set with my Energy I can't talk, y'all. Y'all, I'm having it rough today. Energizing Vitality Lotion. We're going to sit. It's going to give me a really pretty glow, and it has vitamin C and hyaluronic acid in it, so it's really, really good for your skin. This can also be used like kind of as a toner after you've washed your face. Me too, Francine. I'm obsessed with this stuff. And I spray it a lot, but usually I don't because it does give you this really pretty, like, glowy look. I'm going to throw a little bit of eyebrow stuff on if I can find it. There we go. And then we're going to do some mascara and we're going to call it a day because I'm not feeling the greatest. Hey, Denise. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all so much for hopping on. This is like the most I've had on my live in a really, really, really long time. Okay. So the plan is once we get done with makeup, I'm going to grab my stuff and Jackson and I are going to Quarters. Well, we're going to stop and get something quick to snack on. Thank you, Francine. Me too. Like, I hate being down like this. Ugh, it's the worst. I hate it. Because I can't, like, be energetic like my personality is. That's what I hate the most about fibro. Like, I can't even be who I want to be because I'm so tired and I don't feel good. But I do feel like this is also a back thing because whenever I move a certain way, I get like nerve pain all down my legs. And y'all, I can't even sleep flat in my bed. Like, it's ridiculous. Sometimes I think it's a good thing I work nights because I'm gone like half the time. And so when I'm gone, I don't have to like fuss with Wes about putting the head of the bed up. I mean, he'll let me, but it's not comfortable for him. Okay. Now we are going to do our Lash Food mascara. I love this mascara because it gives me length and volume, but it also has like this fiber kind of feeling to it or look to it. And it has ingredients in here. That's the fiber talking. It has ingredients in here that will help your lashes to grow. So, very simple look. If y'all need something quick, like you're busy, you're a mom, to get out the house and you need like some good coverage, but like nothing crazy, get with me and I will put this whole little thing together for you. And I can sign you up as my VIP customer and get you 10% off of every one of your orders that you have. And y'all, whenever you sign up as my VIP customer, you also get a referral link. And when you like give your link to a friend or family or whoever and they order from it, hey Judy, thank you, my girl, and they order from your link, you get 10% of their order into your account, like your Urban Retreat account, to spend at Urban Retreat. So like you essentially are making commission. I think that is so cool. One of my friends has done that. And one time she got like $15, so she was able to use that on her account. I was like, oh, that's so awesome. I love that because y'all know, like, I love to save me some money. I love to bargain shop. I hardly ever buy anything that's not on sale, y'all. Okay, let's get to the other eye. And we're going to do an extra coat and then... Y'all, I've been having to, like, and it's kind of creeping me out. I'm not even gonna lie. I've been having, like, some, yes, they reward our customers. And they reward us, y'all. I'm waiting for my smartwatch to come in that I earned from Urban Retreat. There wasn't, like, a time limit that I had to wait to earn it. Like, I'm so excited for that because I don't even have a smartwatch right now. The other thing that's kind of creeping me out, that I said I'm not gonna lie, I woke up this morning and I don't know if this is from the crawfish or what, but I've been having like this pain here. It's not a bad pain. It's almost like heartburn. But I took my Protonics and like it's definitely not reflux. So I kind of have been like researching like, oh my God, am I having a heart attack? Like, y'all, it's so, my life is crazy. And crazy stuff always, always, always happens to me. I mean, I'm not like claiming that for my future, but in the past, look what I did, y'all. I always make a mess. In the past, so like, for instance, whenever I had whenever I had Kylie, they broke my tailbone to get her out. Yes, broke my tailbone, and I ripped from end to end. For 2 weeks, I almost couldn't walk. So, with John and Jax, I had C-sections. I told them, I'm having a C-section. We're not playing. Well, for Jax, I ended up not only with a C-section, but I had this really big ovarian cyst, that twisted around one of my fallopian tubes and created what we call a torsion. And y'all, there was like no circulation going into those tubes, and that hurt. That was definitely a 10 out of 10 pain. So that happened. One time I had, and it's a lot of medical stuff. One time I had a tendon, like tendonitis in my right wrist. And so a doctor injected it, and it ended up like indenting that part of my arm for a little while. Not like bad, but like I noticed it. And it discolored it like super, super light. So whenever I'd get in the sun, I would always get sunburn right there. Then, I'm trying to think what else. It's always like off the wall crap. Hey, Shelly, like, do y'all ever like have stuff like that? So yeah, whenever I was pregnant for Jax and I was going into labor, actually wasn't just the torsion, ovarian cyst torsion. I actually had a complete placenta previa, which means my placenta was sitting right on top of the cervix. And normally people who have this placenta previa end up with C-sections, number one, but they end up hemorrhaging. And y'all, I did great for my C-section while they had the 3 bags of blood sitting in an ice chest in the OR. Whenever I got back to the room, like 12 to 24 hours later, I started bleeding out. And I ended up having to get 3 units of blood, y'all. That was like the worst feeling, because I hated knowing that somebody else's blood was going in my body. And then my other issue, another crazy issue, is like my dental issue, where one time they went to numb me up, and the epinephrine got in my bloodstream, and I thought I was dying. And I was by myself for a little bit, because they numb you up and walk away and let it start working. And so I'm looking at what I think is a shrimp on the wall, and it was actually a crawfish. And so it took about 5 minutes for it to wear off. And finally, I started feeling normal again. But that's the reason why I don't want to go back to the dentist. 2 back surgeries, I need another one because the screw is coming out. Girl, so my disc issue, my main disc issue is L5 to S1, I think. Does that sound right? I think it's L5 to S1. That disc is degenerated. And then I also have like no curvature left in my neck. I blame hospice for that, because all the chorting like we would do with my head down like that. But yeah, I blame hospice for that. So, are y'all ready for a devotion? We'll do a quick devotion, and then I'm going to hop off so that I can go get Jack some clothes. And who knows, maybe he'll come back and model them for y'all. I don't know. I have been like really, really working on some behind the scenes things, like about I'm taking this course. Almost died getting a stress test. Girl, I bet. I've been taking this course about like for my business, and I've been really working on my ideal client, like what that looks like. And so I've been doing a whole lot of thinking while I've been in the bed. And like a lot of you are already exactly what I wanted. Almost all of you. It's so crazy how like whenever you put in the atmosphere what you want to get out of that, it comes. Like it's almost like you're manifesting it to happen. Anyway, so if y'all want me to color match y'all for my 3D corrector cream and our color drops, because this and this, if one of these is like, if this is too light, or whatever color you get is too light, you add color drops on your hand. Like you put some of this, You drop a drop right here and you swish it around and then you put it on your face and it's your color. That's what I love the most about our foundation, because it's so much easier to match. Hey, Mickey. Okay, so devotion time. Take heart. This book, I tell y'all all the time, this is one of my favorite devotions. It came from a little online site called the Daily Grace Co. Y'all, I order all kinds of stuff from there, Bible studies and books and just all kinds of stuff. And they always have really good sales. Okay, Psalm 69, 13 through 15. It says, "But as for me, Lord, my prayer to you is for a time of favor. In your abundant, faithful love, God, answer me with your sure salvation. Rescue me from the miry mud. Don't let me sink. Let me be rescued from those who hate me and from the deep water. Don't let the flood waters sweep over me or the deep swallow me up. Don't let the pit close its mouth over me." When we are afraid, our first reaction is often not to put our trust in God. How many of y'all are guilty? Because I'm guilty. Oh, Mickey, I will message you. I have like a ton of Bible studies from, and I'll send you the site. I think I have a referral link. I'm not sure. It may get you $5 off. And like, who knows? Maybe we could do a study together. Anyway, okay, because I'm getting ready to do more. When we're afraid, our first reaction is often not to put our trust in God. Preaching to the choir. Instead, it is easy to become overwhelmed by our fear and feel stuck in it. And y'all, I'm reading this book. It's called Fear is Not, I forgot what it's called. It's a book on fear, and it's a Jesus book. I've been reading that, and it talks about getting stuck. That's exactly what I'm reading about right now. It says, like drowning in quicksand, our fear causes us to sink deeper and deeper. What we do when we are afraid matters. In every instance of fear, God is at our side, ready to help us. However, we can disregard his help by focusing on what is making us worried instead of him. We look at the quicksand instead of the hand that has reached out to us. I am so guilty, y'all. God is bigger than our fear. In fact, even what is big to us pales in comparison to the mightiness of God. When we are afraid, we must turn to our God who is bigger than our fears. Instead of being crippled by our fear, we need to see our fear for what it truly is. If we see our fear as greater than God, the view will cause us to crumble. Fear is not the boss of you. That's what it is. That's what I'm reading. I'm like towards the middle of it. It's really good. But if we see God as greater than our fears will pale in comparison. Trust is essential for the fearful heart. We will only sink deeper in the quicksands of fear if we do not place our trust in the one who helps us. When fear begins to rise, we must ask God for his rescue. We must cry out to him and ask for his deliverance. Let us not be seized by our fear in such a way that we refuse to rely on our great God. If you feel as if you're sinking deep in fear, do not dismiss God's hand. Let him be bigger than your fear. And the prayer says, God, you are greater than everything I fear. Remind me that you are bigger than everything I face, even if it doesn't feel that way at times. Help me see that you are the only one who can help me when I'm afraid. And y'all, I say look at this. Let him, this book is so pretty. Let him be bigger than your fear, it says. I love these books. And so I guess it's just like our flesh. I don't know. Because sometimes I ask myself, like, why is it so hard for me to trust? Like, why? Why is it so hard for me to like focus and pray? Like, y'all, the struggle is real. I'm telling y'all, and this is the truth. Oh, look, my little things I forgot to take. This is the God's honest truth. Y'all may see me put together, like, you know, I have this pretty background. My hair is somewhat normal. I always do makeup. I do my skincare. Like, I'm always reading my devotions, you know. Y'all see what I allow y'all to see. And it's like this for everybody, y'all. We all have skeletons in our closet. Some of our skeletons just look a little prettier than everyone else's. Might be having a little bow tie on there to make it cute. So anytime we have fear, and we all have fear, and if you say you don't, you lie. We all have fear, and there's two things we can do. We can either like be like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. And there's so many times And I love that that book that I was reading has an analogy. It talks about elephants when they were babies. The trainers would tie them to a tree, and they would pull and pull and pull, like with a rope. They'd pull and pull and pull, and they realized that they couldn't get loose. And so they did this for a little while, and then by the time they got big, they could tie them with a little bitty rope. And like elephant is heavy. It could take down some crap. But just having that rope tied around them made them see and think in their mind that, well, I've done this before and I couldn't get loose, so I'm not even going to try. And that spoke to me big time, because I feel like when you are in network marketing or any profession, when you are in those professions and people start throwing stones at us, or you may like give yourself a hard time, and you'll be like, I didn't do good this month, and so I'm not going to do good next month. Well, yeah, if you're thinking that way, you probably won't. With network marketing, especially with social selling, mindset is a huge, huge deal. And that is why I started reading that book. I mean, it's a big deal in everybody's lives, but it's a big deal because not every month is going to be amazing. Like, not every month are we going to sign up a bunch of VIP customers and have orders. Not every month are we going to add people to our team who want to work the business. It doesn't always happen. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is that they keep trying and they keep doing all the things no matter what this outcome may be. Like, we just have to keep going, because what you are planning today, what you're planning, sowing in your seeds today, is not going to give you fruit tomorrow, right? So when we plant seeds, like, God doesn't just say, whoop, here's your flowers. No. And you know what else? Like, you plant those seeds and you have flowers. In order to have flowers, you have to have rain. Rain represents like the hardness of life, the hardness of this industry. Thoughts right now is it's going to happen when it happens. And Corinne, that is the best possible way to look at it. And every now and then I have to remind myself of that. This is a God thing for me. This is not something that I can just up and create overnight. God, whenever I left pharmacy and I joined with Urban Retreat, I did things different. I decided that I was gonna make my business all about God. If I'm gonna prosper, it's gonna be God that I have to thank for that. I'm allowing Him to work through me to reach and touch lives, y'all. Like, this is the biggest reason why I ever started this, because I've been in a situation where, and I'm not talking bad about my family, I'm not talking bad about my life before, whatever, but I struggled. Like, everybody has some kind of trauma, y'all. Like I said, we all have trauma. Some of your trauma looks a little prettier with a bow than everyone else's, but we all have it. And those traumas cause us to have fear. And unless we face that fear, we're just going to keep being stuck. Like, we have to look at it. I usually tell people, and this kind of came to me whenever I was doing inner healing. When you have fear about something, or when something upsets you or gives you a negative emotion, that is a clue that you need to lean into that. Don't run from it. Lean into it. Go to God in prayer. Stay in prayer on it. He's not going to move overnight, y'all. Like, I can preach to the choir all day long. I struggle in my prayer life, and I used to be a huge prayer warrior, but the enemy got into my head, and I just feel like, because it's hard for me to focus, and it was hard for me to focus back then, that, I'm just not going to be able to focus, so why even try? Like, and that is not completely how I feel, but I do struggle, y'all. And I know that's like a ploy from the enemy. There's a great book called Battlefield of the Mind. And I know, like, I read it a while back. It's Joyce Meyer. It's really, really good. But one of the things that she says to pray for is to pray against mind-binding spirits. Like, there's a spiritual realm all around us. If you believe in God, you know this. Like, there is a spiritual realm around us. The Holy Spirit lives within us. And He is kind of like, whenever you pray, He turns your, like, dumb words or whatever. Like, you think, oh my gosh, it's such a stupid prayer. Why am I praying this? Why am I saying this? He turns that around and gives to God what He knows that we need to be praying for. And so, all this to say, the whole thing with fear and depression and things that make you sad, lean in. You need to get you a notebook, and I need to start doing this again. You need to get you a notebook, right? Journal out those things. Talk to God like we're talking right now. If you think it's a crappy situation, tell God, this is a really crappy situation and I don't like it. And I don't know why you keep putting me in this situation, but I'm giving it to you and I'm surrendering it. And I know that you're going to make good on the promise because you're a good God and you love me and you created me for such a time as this. And like we all know, you have to know that when you go through something, there is always, always, always something or someone on the other side of your obedience that's going to benefit from the hard things that you go through. Like, for instance, for me, I've always struggled with self-worth, with self-confidence, like always, always, always. I've always struggled with it. I've always tried to like earn people's love, not so much anymore, because I took inner healing and I was healed from that. But there's always going to be someone else, some of you who are watching, who may benefit from what I'm talking about in years to come. Like, this is a rough road that we all travel, y'all. And in order for us to be the hands and feet of Jesus, we have to be vulnerable and we have to put ourselves out there. And that is what I started this industry for. Like, I was broken. I was so broken. I felt broken for my family. I felt broken for my friends. And at times, y'all, I still feel broken. The brokenness does not disappear. We always have areas that are going to make us feel broken all over again. But guess what? Whenever we're broken, we have cracks. And if we didn't have those cracks, God would not be able to get the Holy Spirit in there to heal us. And so we have to lean in. Like, whenever it hurts, lean in. We're taught so many times, and y'all, I say this all the time. And an example is when I was a child, I was probably 10 or maybe a little younger. I had a doll that was expensive and it was called a My Child. I mentioned this to people and nobody knows what I'm talking about, so I don't know. But it was called a My Child doll. Well, my cousin evidently was playing with it and he broke the head off. And I think my aunt or someone had put it in a closet, like away where they didn't think I would see it. Well, I went in there for some reason. I was probably digging because I was a bad little girl, not terrible, but I always had something to say and I always was looking for stuff. But I found it and it was broken. And so like I was crying and I was so upset. And like my aunt, or I don't know exactly what she said, but I can about imagine because they said like I was a titty baby. Well, yeah, because like I was broken. That was a loss. I lost something. And for a kid who's like under 10 years old, that's a big deal. And so we need to be careful when we're dealing with our kids and with other people. Like when we say, come on now, get a grip. Like, no, their pain is real. They need to grieve it. You can help them grieve it by making them say how they feel. But we can't stay there. I'm not saying we can stay there. But in order to heal from things, you have to grieve the loss. And in order to do that, you have to lean into that and you have to process. And so that is when you get your journal out and you write to God exactly how you feel. He already knows, so you just as soon say it in the words that you have to say it. Because he already knows. There's no use in trying to hide it. He knows our heart. But you do that and I promise you, you keep doing that and he's going to move in your life. Like, and you're going to notice. And there's so many times I think where we all say like, you know, like I could easily say, you know, I prayed to you, God, for this house and now I have mold in it. Like, how could you allow that to happen? You know, blah, 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 blah. And I'll tell him how I feel and whatever. And I know that he has a reason. I'm not saying I deal with this because I have and will always say that God brought us to this house for a reason. I prayed too long and too hard about this purchase of this house to not have some kind of significance as to why we moved here. Like, regardless of what is going on with our house or me being sick or whatever, I have no doubt in my mind that we were planted here for a reason. Because to be honest, and y'all, I feel like I'm squirreling all over the place, but like I'm on a roll right now. The Holy Spirit is like all over me. Whenever we got this house, I was very broken. We moved away from family. It was just us. Stained glass is broken and put together and is beautiful. Most of old churches, yes, girl. Yep. It had to be broken for the light to come in. When we first moved here, I was so lonely. But we needed this move for our family. This move helped our marriage. It helped me spiritually, not at first, because we were going to a little bitty church in Bayou Jack, Louisiana. No one ever knows where it's at. I don't even know if it's on a map. It was a church that my grandfather, when I was growing up, went to. I had gone to Bible school there many times when I was a kid. So we started going to church there. We got really close. A lot of my family went there. And then we decided to renew our vows at 10 years. And it was kind of sort of like a going away party all at the same time. We didn't get married in a church the first time. We got married in a hall. So we were like, okay, we're going to have a little vow renewal here in the church, just intimate family, friends, whatever. And it was kind of like a going away party. So we move. We get all of our crap in, like, it's rough. Like, I'm struggling because I don't know anybody. I don't know what church to go to. Like, my life was just a hot mess. And y'all, I was skinny back then. I weighed like less than 50 pounds, even more, maybe 60 pounds less than what I weigh now. Like, my anxiety had gotten so bad, and my depression, it was so bad. I had to get away from the atmosphere we were in. Like, I had to get out and move. And sometimes that's the greatest thing, especially for your independence and to learn and to grow, is to move away. But anyway, so we move here. Wes and I had gone to a little Baptist church a Baptist church down the road. We had gone to OSC in Broussard. And then we started going to Our Savior's Church in Lafayette. Pastor Tim Delina was there. We loved him. Then, whenever my kids got baptized, Kylie and West John, when they got baptized, Pastor Chris Reese, who was the kicker for the Saints, was the pastor. And my husband came to that church sermon with us and heard him speak, and he was sold. He's like, okay, like, I like this church. We go in, blah, blah, blah. Now, it is different because he was raised Catholic. He's not used to all the loud singing, the hand raising, all that, which is fine. But we started going to church there. And when we did, y'all, I started going into small groups and I met people. And those people, because of those people and those leaders, like, my life has changed significantly. Like, it's crazy. I have friends now. I don't get together with them often because we're all so busy. But I've met some amazing people through our church. And if we wouldn't have moved here, we would not have had that. And for a while, I didn't see that. I did not want any part of that. I was just depressed and I wanted to like sit and sulk about it. But then whenever I started seeing God work in my life, and I've been preached to by some amazing women, some like famous speakers about being obedient. Like, I knew I was being obedient because God had called us here. I come here, it's still hard, like it's rough. But because of my obedience and continuing to lean into the things and trying to process, y'all, I went to a therapist. I see a psych nurse practitioner now for it. And it's, my depression and anxiety is still there, but it's a lot more controlled. It's mainly the pain that I'm having now and the insomnia. But once I started doing that, it got better. And then I got to a point where, like, a few things happened before New Year's, of not this past year before. Some things happened with family and friends and whatever. And that is when God started pruning people out of my life. And I don't mean out completely. I'm saying, like, distanced us. And we're still at that point. And we still love the people. There's no, like, ill feelings or anything like that. But we've had to distance ourselves for many different reasons. And we keep our circles really small. And for me, that's hard. Because I'm one that loves to talk to people. I love to make friends, all this stuff. So I have to really be careful and be conscientious about who I allow into my circle. And so it's rough for me. I'm not even going to lie. Because I've always been like a social butterfly. I've always liked to get together. I love to visit. I've always been encouraging, like, I have leadership qualities. Like, I was always like, let's do the dang thing, And now I kind of have had to, like, sit back and, like, process things, like why people do what they do. And the reality of it is hurt people, broken people, break people. But guess what? Healed people help other people to heal. And that is a huge part of why I started doing what I do. Like, it opened the door. I never thought that it would open the door for, like, inner healing, because at the time I didn't even know when I was going to be able to take those classes. But it has seriously made an impact on me and what I in my environment around me. And one day I will become certified and I will give that to other women, because I feel like we all need it. We all need it. Like, we all have pain, and it doesn't mean that your pain's going to go away. It's just going to change the way that you process things. And that is going to give you a better positive mindset. So anyway, all of my talking like I was on a roll. I'm going to get off of here now because I need to go bring Jax to get some clothes. And I will talk to y'all later. Y'all can message me always if you need anything. Our skincare is phenomenal. And so is our makeup. And this stuff, y'all, this hydrating bath oil, y'all, I use this as my lotion. It smells like roses, like real roses. And it feels so good on. It's not like a real greasy, oily thing. Like it soaks into the skin really, really well. It's about 40 bucks, but all you need is like just a tiny, tiny bit. It'll last you a while. I'm obsessed with this stuff. And then our makeup cleansing balm smells a little like coconut, like real coconut. And this helps to take your makeup off. It's amazing with that, but also it helps, you can use it as a mask. So it'll help to like really moisturize your skin. Love this stuff. Love, love, love it. And my all-time favorite mask is the Dazzle one. This is the gold one. This also is really hydrating. It has colloidal. Doesn't really have a smell. Colloidal gold in it. And then I would say my other favorite is the milk lotion. That's a cleansing milk lotion. It's actually a facial cleanser, and it's like so soft and soothing. That one's my favorite cleanser. And then the Ultraderm Day Cream is like probably my most favorite skincare product out of everything. So anyway, if y'all need skincare, if y'all need to be color matched, if y'all need help signing up as a VIP customer, if you would like to try some of our weight loss stuff or our hair growth stuff, let me know. I am your girl. I'm all ears and I'm always here. And I want y'all to see the goodness that I'm seeing with all of this. So anyway, I will talk to y'all later and I love y'all. Bye.